We're back for episode 3 of the Williams warm-up, and we're still in Bahrain, but this time it's race week. And we're going to kick off with an amazing segment now. Some of you might have seen Zach Galifianakis Between Two Ferns. Well, we took a spin on that, and we're joining Dan Padgett and Patrick Harding, the performance coaches of Nicholas Latifi and Alex Albon, for Between Two Tyres.
Welcome to Two Tyres, which is a new
He's got
chat
it wrong
show.
already. Welcome to Two Tyres.
Two Tyres, in between two tyres. So go on then, you do it.
Welcome to Two Tyres.
Welcome, yeah. I've got more than 2 tyres these days though, mate. Welcome to In Between Two Tyres. God, you do it. I'm making stuff up. The Talking Between Tyres, is that what it's called? We're going to rename it?
Do you want me to do it? I'll
You
the
do it,
intro.
you
I'll
can
do
do
the
it,
intro.
you can do it, you can do it. Let's see how good you are.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to Talking Between Tyres. I'm here with my co-host, the beautiful Dan Padgett, or Padgett, depends on where you're from. My name is Patrick Harding, and we're the performance coaches for Alexander Albon.
And Nicholas Latifi.
Sounded like you forgot there for a second.
You did almost
Bit of an
catch
awkward pause there.
Catch me unaware there. But yeah, I was wondering if we called him Nicky, but it's Nicholas,
Nicholas.
unless you know him. So it's Nicholas for me still.
Yeah, Alexander.
So between us, how many degrees do we have?
I've got a degree and 2 master's degrees. I have spent my time in educational institutions.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
And around educational institutions, social bars as well.
It's nice. So
Or
between,
equally is beneficial. You've got a master's and a PhD from
I
the
am
School of Life.
some people have called me a master, so, you know, there we go.
Exactly. Why did you choose to set up the Dan Padgett fan club or Instagram fan page? And why do you still maintain that it wasn't you that set it up in the first place?
So the damn.
You've blushed a little
I
bit
have
there.
blushed a little bit. To be honest, it's everything I want to do on Instagram that I don't do.
Yes.
So I'm very happy about it. I pointed out to my brothers and my friends as soon as it sort of merged, and they all accused me of doing it. It wasn't until they actually done like a good video, the music
Little
and
montage?
everything, and then people, yeah, a montage, thank you. And then everyone then got in touch with me, were like, oh my God, you really do have a fan page,
Wow.
which I'm super proud of. And hi.
Hashtag humble.
Hashtag humble, yeah. Maybe you might get one day.
I don't know. You're going to make me emotional.
So if there's anyone out there who, you know, feels
think
out
I'm ready.
finding out who the real Patrick
think I'm
Harding
ready.
is and, you know, getting him a fan page.
Nobody knows.
Because
I go for the mysterious.
Alex's cats have got 50,000 followers, haven't they?
That's why I don't want one, because if you wake up every morning and your benchmark is a group of cats and a dog.
or your
that have-
competition. Your
Benchmark.
competition.
Are you competing? Are we really competing? But they have 50
I'm just
something
worried that-
thousand followers and you have a few. But we don't need to go down that route. Didn't really answer the question, but he skipped on. Come on.
You spent 2 seasons with Arsenal Football Club. Personally, I think that's absolutely disgusting. Second of all, how did you feel and what did you achieve whilst working for the worst team in London / the worst team in the world? I'm a Spurs fan, by the way. Comments at the bottom now will flood in.
The way I like to look at it is, as you know, with individual sports people, it's all about a process of evolution. So the period that I was at Arsenal, although it may not have been their more successful period, I feel like I contributed to the foundations of what
Now.
we see now, which is
Semi.
a very young, dynamic, progressive club with a good youth structure, bringing through good young players, young manager early in his career. It's just nice to know I was a part of that.
You set the ship rolling. You set it rolling.
I don't like to use those words. You've used those
Or
words.
did you leave
but-
a sinking ship?
Next question to Dan.
Not the tyre?
How much do you feel like you are living in the shadow of Braemont ambassador and all-round hero Jason Fox? Wow.
Wow. He's actually off filming the Braemont watch sponsor. And speaking of the Braemont watches,
wow.
yeah, it's hard work hanging around with Foxy, to be honest.
Yeah.
He's twice the size of me, 3 times the man, 20 more times the dits. Yeah, but he's all right. You
Not
don't
that
mind
you've
it.
compared yourself.
I don't compare myself. I don't sit up at night.
It's okay, mate.
thinking about
Do we need
Foxy.
to turn the camera off for a second?
I'm not going to have
Are
a
you okay?
moment yet. I'm
All
not
right.
there.
It's
I'm not
okay.
there yet. I'm not there yet.
Okay, I feel like we should move on.
Who do you think, bar me and you, is the fittest performance coach on the grid?
Athletically,
Yeah, let's go athletically.
Athletically
Let's go
fit.
athletically,
Oh.
strength.
Peru, absolute man mountain.
He is, isn't he?
Peru, Pierre is trainer.
He's benching 150,
Let's just
isn't
say
he?
trains a bit,
What are you benching these days?
about 275.
That's
One
all
RM.
right. One arm.
Yeah.
Just straight up. As long as you can balance it.
Narrow
Narrow grip, one arm. I mean, he is an athlete as well, isn't
Absolute
he?
beast,
He's
yeah.
a beast,
I think
isn't
he was an ex-pro or close to pro
It's
ice hockey
Ice
player.
hockey, isn't it? And obviously,
I mean, we know that's a soft sport, but
well, I'm Team Canada, so I've got to back the ice hockey thing, mate. It is. I mean, it's paid. Dave says it's always paid at 27 kilometres an hour, and there's some big hits going in.
okay. Last question to you.
What is it? Oh my God!
We both like boxing,
All right.
but who would win? in a fight?
Really? I really asked that.
Yeah. What weight would you fight at?
Any. I don't know. I think I'd have to put on some pounds, wouldn't I, to meet you?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm taller than you, aren't I?
Yeah,
So-
you're a little bit taller, but you've got like T-Rex arms. So
Yeah,
you-
that's it.
my
But
reach.
I've got good
a reach.
footwork.
Yeah.
I've seen you walk around like a lead foot. I've heard they call your feet freewood, don't they?
See, they're trying to bait.
They're
this.
trying to bait that in,
Yeah,
aren't they?
and then like
You do know we'll be back here on race 14 with gloves
Yeah,
on, me and
gloves
you having a little sparring
we stick some
session
ropes around
somewhere.
those palm trees.
Yeah? You happy with that space?
Man, I don't need much space. Fighting a phone box.
You fought a phone box and lost, I heard.
I was a big night out.
Who would win out of Alex and Nicky in a fight then?
I'd go Albano. The size
No,
of his head.
no.
He's
the
got
teeth,
this
he's
massive...
opening him up, I'm telling you.
No, but Albano, you think he defends with his
He
forehead.
would just take it on that forehead.
Yeah. And then when Nicky tires a little bit, bang.
He won't tire though. He's trained by a Royal Marine Commando physical training instructor.
Oh, is that a mate of yours, is it?
Yeah, Foxy does it. Yeah,
That is a good question.
That would be a good one. That would be a good one.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah. Let's try and sort that out then, shouldn't
Yeah.
we? Start
some rumours.
Start some rumours.
Get them wound up.
Get them wound up with each other. Nah, they're the two best
Yeah,
friends,
they're-
aren't they?
they're lovers, not
they
fighters.
Are, they are.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
both lovers, not fighters.
That's been a really good
But that's it. That's
first
the
episode
insight.
of
Yeah.
Talking Between Tires.
Talking wet between the tyres.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you
And
sign
he
it off because I
rudely-
struggled with the intro, so I'll just wave like Forrest Gump.
What does Anchorman say? Stay classy, everybody. From me, Patrick
That's it.
Harding.
And for me, Dan Paget, stay classy.
Well, two very interesting characters, I'm sure you'll agree there, in Dan and Patrick. But by the end of the season, let's hope they get the name of that segment right. It's Between Two Tyres, Dan and Patrick, just for your reference. Now, earlier in the week, I was back at Grove with our new Williams Esports F1 Pro Series driver, Shanika Clay, and he wanted to show me around a lap of the Bahrain International Circuit. I did my best to keep up with him, not so successfully, but that's why I'm here and that's why he's competing for Williams Esports. So let's see what the drivers out here in Bahrain are up against when they take to the track. Yes, we're here in the newly refurbished Williams Esports Lounge at Grove, and we're going to introduce you to the newest member of the Williams Esports team, Shanika Clay, who is going to be competing for the team in the F1 Esports Pro Series, and who's very kindly agreed to show all of you and put me through my paces around the Bahrain International Circuit. So Shanika, thanks for joining us on the Williams warm-up. How does it feel to be here at Grove?
It's an absolute pleasure, absolutely beautiful area, and I'm happy to be here.
So you're joining the team for the F1 Esports Pro Series. How excited are you now to put your preparations in place for that later in the year?
I'm so hungry to get out on the track, show what I'm made of, and have a full season of just full send and, you know, getting a lot of points.
Yeah, fingers crossed. And have you got any objectives, anything you're aiming for this year as part of the Pro Series?
Just win. You have to come in and expect yourself to win, and you know, if you shoot for the moon, you'll land among the stars.
Love the confidence. Well, so let's see if you can translate your confidence into my driving. We're going to go and jump on the sims now, see what we can do. And you're the pro, I'm the amateur, but let's see what I can do.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Let's go. So Shanika, we're sat in the Williams Esports Sims now, and we're going to let the pro take us around a lap of Bahrain. So we'll let you get to it and show us how you tackle this track.
No pressure then. We'll get the lap ready Try and get a good exit off of the last corner, nice and flowing, and get the DRS ready as well. Definitely something you have to focus on in this track is the tricky braking zones and the difficult traction areas as well. This probably one of the most difficult circuits on the calendar, turn 10, turning and braking at the same time. Try and meet the apex without locking the tyres too much. DRS open once again.
You're making this look so easy at the moment. I would have spun at least 4 times by now.
This is what thousands of hours in the game do for you, unfortunately. Now heading back up the hill now towards the last sector of the lap. You've done all of the hard work now, so you just have to consolidate your lap, send it in nice and early on that apex, using all the track on the exit. And now this is do or die into the last corner. 100-metre board is what you're looking for.
Well, I mean, you made that look super simple. I'm sure I can just replicate that. How much do you enjoy this circuit? Is it one of your favourites?
It's a great circuit. I think it's one of the fan favourites as well. It's always generating good racing, but it's super technically challenging as well with the braking, with the hard traction zones. That basically dictates your speed around this one. So it's super difficult. And when you start a season with this kind of track, it really shows the men from the boys here.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you've made that look super simple, like I said, and now I'm going to have a go and see how much I can replicate that. I'm not sure it'll be as successful, but let's give it a go.
Let's see how close you can get.
Okay, so we're about to go on a lap of the circuit, watching your professional lap, so coming out the final corner. And now you're going to have to give me a lot of critique in here, telling me a lot of what I should be doing rather than what I am doing. So here we go. You said the 100, just before the 100-metre board for the brakes.
Absolutely. Nice and committed on the brakes. Get into the apex early. Let's see what happens.
Get into the apex early.
Oh, that's very nice.
And then traction's difficult, so a short shift here.
Yeah, short shift, a couple of gears up the hill. You're doing pretty well so far. Clipped a bit of the curbs in the first turn, but it's okay.
Yeah, meant to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, is there gear higher there?
You can do 4.
Okay.
Sure. And you just need to be super flowing through here, so you're offline in the first lap,
dear.
compromising you down the hill, and then you start to lose your head into the hairpin. So now you have to regain the composure into turn 10.
This is super tricky whilst braking as you're turning. Yeah, I didn't really nail that flowing section, did I really?
It could have been better, but let's see what you got for the last sector. Nice and early into the apex here. He's done that pretty well, riding the outside curb.
Ooh. I have to say it's a bit easier when you've got the racing line on, but
when you have full assist, it's not too bad.
Hey, steady with that full assist. And out the final corner.
That was not too bad. A bit too much curb on the inside, but overall a good run. And up to the line.
And a 1:31.9.
That is
that's not too 7
7
tenths. Do you know what? I'll take that. I think that's not bad for a first go. So yeah, I'll have to get onto our head of esports and see if there's any more seats up for grabs.
Maybe I've lost my job already.
So that was a really good lap to talk through and see exactly where, but obviously there's that specific section, the sweeping flowing sections around turns 5, 6 and 7. Just talk us through that particular area. So if we head up there now in the car and really talk me through what the drivers need to do when they're racing this weekend in Bahrain.
Yeah, so I think when you head up to it, you have to be super committed to the curbs. You want to clip, but not climb the curbs. So you get absolute, maximum room on the track, and you can get the most flowing line, and then you're on a good line down the hill into the first of the hairpins.
So over the curb here.
Yeah, just want to clip it. You don't want to climb it too much, and you want to clip the apex here.
Run wide.
And then you want to get yourself back to the left nice and early, and then you have a nice wide line, and then you can cut back to the apex nice and cleanly, because you've got an uphill run here, and all the momentum you can pick up on the entry will pay you back on the exit.
Well, I think I've made that look very, very amateur, but hopefully Alex and Nikki in the actual FW44 this weekend can do a slightly better job than that. But Shanika, thanks so much for talking us through. That was a great insight.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I hope you enjoyed watching one amateur try and drive this circuit and one pro in Shanika who really showed us how to do it, and we're really excited to see how he gets on in the Pro Series this year. Now, speaking of experts, we're joined by Niall Keating, our Michelin-starred executive chef this weekend, and we had a chat earlier with him and our CMO Claudia Schwarz to see what he's got going on in the kitchen. So let's go. Welcome back to the Williams warm-up, and we're now joined by Niall Keating, our Michelin-starred executive chef, and Claudia Schwarz, CMO at Williams. So thanks for joining us, guys. Niall, it's your first race weekend with the team. You're out in Barcelona, but how's your sense of excitement here for the weekend ahead?
Yeah, I mean, as you can hear from the noise that's coming from the track right now, it's becoming more and more electric as we go along. But yeah, adapting to the kitchen and looking forward to cooking food.
And we know that you are a leading figure in the culinary world, but how do you feel about motorsport? Are you a fan? Have you always been a fan since growing up?
I've always been a massive fan of motorsport, but I really like the synergy between the kitchen and potentially a team and in the garage, how that all works and how it all has to come together. So I like how they both coincide really well.
Great, well, it's great to have you with us. And Claudia, you were the mastermind behind bringing Niall into the team and getting his wonderful performance in the kitchen as we have on the track. So how does it feel to be here at the first race with this guy here?
Super exciting. Thank you, Niall. I mean, it's just, we are over the moon to have Niall on board. And for me, it's like, yes, as Niall said, bringing things together. For me, motorsport is emotion and multisensory experience. So, I mean, what is more multisensory than having a fantastic cuisine and a great dish? And furthermore, I mean, we have elite sports team. I'm not only talking about the drivers, I'm also talking about 100 team members. We have to and want to feed with kind of a healthy nutrition. And so I need you to like hide some vegan food, but don't tell anyone.
Claudia, I've got some tricks up our sleeves.
That's good, that's good.
How important is that? Let's say it's the sustainability of feeding a team for 23 race weekends, traveling the world. It's a really tough job. How important is that to you, Niall, in your cooking?
It's something that me and Claudia have discussed in length, and it's very important, just not about the team, but the food and the provenance of the food. Understand that this is never going to be a completely green sport. However, we've gone to great lengths to make sure that we can organise different freight systems and travel and air miles and making sure the provenance of the food fits well with the location.
But this is what I have discovered when I was at your restaurant in Luna, when we met first, is not only, I mean, great talents and heritage at its best. Coming back to your question of food, this was all local food, and I couldn't believe that like we have this local fish in England swimming around and you just put it on the table, you bring it on the table. So it's like you have a lot of sustainability behind your action in the kitchen, right?
And then being here in Bahrain, it's a huge amount of produce that it's quite a vast, dry country, but the fish around here is fantastic. So this morning from the market we had Bahrain mackerel and bream, so that'll be on the menu for lunch today. So,
well, that sounds pretty healthy, and it'll get the boys ready for a long day at track, I'm sure. And most people at home, certainly watching in the UK, you might know Niall from Great British Menu, which you won. But I'm really intrigued to know how this partnership first came about. How did the first contact be made and those synergies between Niall and the team? Claudia, I'm sure you've got some interesting insight into that.
Yes, so as mentioned earlier, multisensory experiences is that what we are after, and we want to feed and bring alive our Williams Beyond Racing. And Williams Beyond Racing is experiences. Nutrition, food is a great experience. So we reached out to Niall and we asked him if we could, you know, potentially collaborate and what he thinks about. And then we discovered that he's a great motorsport enthusiast. So I was like, okay, maybe we get him on fire. And yeah, we just talked about our brand values and how to, let's say, cook them alive, you know, to bring them alive. And then, yeah, we have decided we want to get started. It was a quick process, actually.
yeah, it was quite quick.
Yeah.
Very quickly realised that we had an awful lot in common.
Yes.
Not just in terms of the way that we grew up and the motorsports, but into family and how everything comes together. It just seems like it's such a great match.
Yes. He has a brother in the motorsports, right?
Well, my brother's actually a HGV mechanic right now, so he's trucking and large buzzers, etc. My dad's actually a truckie as well. So my mum and dad's driveway is littered with old Land Rover Discoveries and wheels and various bits and pieces just floating around. So there's always either welding, spannering, or something going on.
Well, and you mentioned as well, there's a lot of similarities that you discovered, and I'm really interested in both of your backgrounds because you come from a, let's say, an agricultural, farming, countryside background as well. Does that kind of make you a little bit kindred spirits to some degree?
It does. Yes, it does. It's funny, we were both raised on a farm, like with cows and sheep, like really farm side, and we had a lot in common talking about gardening and, you know, cooking fresh food, so this was really nice to discover. And then how would that fit with motorsport? But it just fits. It's, you know, it's fantastic to bring those things together. And I'm a big motorsport enthusiast, so he is. And yeah, we just decided to let's make this happen.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, it's an exciting partnership, and even though it's only 11 o'clock in the morning, I think we should go and try some of that fish that you've got from the market this morning. So yeah, let's go and try it out. Thanks very much, guys. So that's all we've got time for on this episode of the Williams warm-up. We're ready to get the 2022 season underway. Make sure you visit williamsf1.com and download the app to keep up to date with everything that's going on here in Bahrain. And also check out our Pit Wall Predictor Challenge, where you can guess on our strategy for the weekend. I've had a little go myself, and I'm actually going to sneak onto the pit wall now and see if I can play the real thing. So we'll see you next time out in Saudi Arabia for episode 4.